This afternoon we will all have the national anthems of Scotland and of Ireland. So if you could remain standing, please.
Mike is on for this. Mike is currently on for that.
We'll have a minute's silence. Now for the anthems. Now the national anthem of Scotland.
I'm sure that'll go down well with the YouTube watchers at home. Hello and welcome to the second game of day one here at the Four Nations Rugby League Championships up in a beautiful, still beautiful, sunny Edinburgh. I'm joined still by Barry, and then we got a new guest subbing in for Keith.
Yeah, good afternoon, George. Looking forward to an exciting second game as Scotland begin their competition.
Scotland coming in with a bit of form from last year's competition, finishing second place.
Yeah, they'll be looking to build on that. They've got a few new lads in there, a bit of experience as well, though. So they'll certainly be looking to maintain that second place that they finished last year.
In last year's game between the two sides, Scotland ran out 44-12 winners over Ireland, with Ireland last winning the fixture in 2015. It's been pretty tight throughout the tournament's history, actually. I think Scotland have won 8, Ireland 7 coming in, whilst neither team has won the tournament. I'm sure both will be looking to right that wrong this year.
Yeah, obviously, all 4 sides will be looking to win it. You just see a mistake there from Scotland. That Scotland conceded the penalty. Ireland missed the kick to touch, but the Scottish winger there dropped the ball. So unfortunate, but Ireland will still start with the ball on the Scotland 30-metre line. But yeah, coming back to what you're saying, both teams here will fancy the chances. It's always been tight between the Celtic nations, so they'll be looking to feel each other out. The same as in the first game there, the first 20 minutes will be a bit of an arm wrestle, and whichever team holds the composure will set the building blocks there.
Both teams will just be looking to find their feet, as you said, in these early stages. As you lean back in your chair as a Scotland fan, a bit frustrated with that, perhaps?
Yeah, second penalty as soon as we've only been playing 2 minutes. We don't really want to be giving away too many penalties so early on in the game. Gifting Ireland the ball 10, 15, 20 metres off the Scotland line is not the right way to go.
Giving Ireland an early opportunity to stamp some authority on the game.
Yeah, Scotland obviously haven't had the ball yet. They spent the opening minutes defending. They'll be looking to complete this set hopefully, and then work their way out. I think Scotland will be pretty happy with that. Ireland will be disappointed with the finish to the set, but I think on the whole, Scotland will be pretty happy with the goal line defence. Kick at the end is probably a little bit poor. It got a rebound off one of the Irish lads there, so they'll be a little bit disappointed to have finished quite where they did. But no, it was a good safety first set there from the Scottish.
Ireland are trying to play quite wide, trying not to play up the middle as well, so it's good to see a bit of open rugby as well. So if the game can continue like this, it's going to be a good game, yeah.
Is that an attempt to make the most of the sunny, beautiful conditions, or more of adapting to the situation, do you think?
I think, to be honest, Ireland will know what Scotland are capable of, especially on their home patch. And if they're playing the weather conditions, you want to chuck it about. But first and foremost, you need to try and win that middle. If you win that middle, you can start to play wide and earn the right to actually play rugby.
Scotland fullback Jake Seymour then was on the wrong end of a high shot, which gifted Scotland a penalty and a chance to get out their own end. So hopefully it'll give them a decent place to start, get a bit of field position, and look to attack the Irish line. Good touch there from Matt Hogg.
Come on, Scotland!
Scotland captain,
Edinburgh Eagles player.
He's got experience with the senior team last year in France. He played really well, so you know, that'll give him the confidence, and the players will look up to him and think, you know, like he's a leader of the team and he can take the boys forward, especially to the games later on in the championship.
Yeah, Matt's a product of the Scottish pathway system. He's played at under 19s, he's played at students. He was in the Commonwealth Nines, and as Robbo says there, he was also in the full Scotland international team last year in the autumn games.
Strong run in there, helping the boys get either side for the kick.
Coming across.
Great defensive play there from Scotland to hold the Irish winger. Zach Fellows behind his line, and Scotland will get a repeat set, which is what they'll be looking for. Nice little kick through from Alex Williams.
Hogg, you can see dictating the play, claims the ball and encouraging teammates on.
Yeah, Matt's a very good talker. He'll be guiding the guys around the pitch. He'll be telling them forwards where he wants them, and he'll be looking to set up for a play in 2 or 3 balls time. Unfortunate forward pass there from Scotland.
Scotland are tending to play a bit wide here, especially with the first couple of tackles now. So yeah, there you can see they want to play the expansive game, but really you should just be hitting up middle and then find your width in the 4th tackle, you know. Still early on in the game, so you know, like there's plenty of time to play the wide game. So
it's important now that Scotland don't give any silly penalties away and allow Ireland to make cheap meters upfield.
Fantastic defence from Scotland.
Yeah, another great defensive set from Scotland.
After those early 2 penalty giveaways, they've seemed to have grown into the game a little bit more.
Yeah, it looks like they've settled themselves down. Obviously in the early stages of a game, it's quite exciting. There's a lot of adrenaline, but they seem to have settled themselves down now, settled into the game properly.
Ireland are starting to fall off tackles already, so it's not looking good for them. Scotland can realise that and just keep attacking them down the middle, beside the ruck, and then they'll find a lot of success there. Say that, and then Ireland's defence comes up and puts them back behind the game line.
Curse of the commentator.
Yeah.
Good line there from Charlie Emsley. The tackle wasn't completed either. Great work.
Looks like a strong fella, him.
A kick just too strong there from Matt Hogg.
I unforced error, you know, putting them under pressure. This will give Scotland for their first, hopefully, try scoring opportunity.
Great defensive energy from Scotland.
Yeah,
Or was it just a bit of a lack of quality from Ireland forcing that error?
I think he's tried to get up very quickly and play the ball, and in doing so, unfortunately, he's just knocked the ball on. He's just lost control of it. So it's like Robert said, it's an unforced error, and put the Irish boys under a bit of pressure. Big collision there in the middle.
Collisions in the middle as well. Like, you look at Scotland are just dictating to it, controlling the game. You know, like Ireland when they're running, they're not really offering themselves close contact. So therefore, Scotland's leg drive and strength up top, it's just complete control of it. Scotland got away with that there.
Yeah, penalty there to Scotland.
Real opportunity to get on the board early doors.
Yeah, Ireland is spending a lot of time defending now. A couple of unforced errors, good defence from Scotland. So Ireland has probably spent the last sort of 5 minutes really in their own half.
Bit of poor pass there, put Matt Hogg under a bit of pressure.
I think
He's got a sore one from that.
he certainly won't be thanking his acting half for that one.
He won't be buying a pint tonight. Sure that'll be picked up in the court session later in the week.
For Luke Walters, straight over Macton there, taking advantage of a lack of markers.
Yeah, it looks a great wee hooker for that. Played about 3 years ago in this championship, and if he's got an eye for the line, he'll go for it. Really good player. He looks like he's bulked up a fair bit as well, so you know.
Well deserved, Scotland. Good pressure.
Now up to Captain Matt Hogg to add the extra two. Been a fantastic early start for Scotland.
Yeah, as we said, it's initially they considered 2 or 3 penalties very quickly. Piggybacked Ireland down the field, but then the defence has just has taken over a bit, and it's Ireland now making the mistakes, so all the pressure is telling. And Matt Hogg with the successful conversion.
Matt Hogg there, and the score is now Scotland 6, Ireland 0.
So what would be the message going out to the Ireland players right now?
Just focus. I think the Irish. Yeah, we're still early on in the game. It's only 6 points. They haven't really had a lot of ball since the first couple of minutes. So I think it'll just be, just focus, keep your composure, and complete your sets. Let's get back to basics.
Big defensive set now. Try and get themselves back in the game. Get back on top of Scotland and try and set from there.
I don't think they're kicking up themselves there, to be honest. They all flogged up left on the left hand side, and he went and kicked it just to the right hand side post, which evidently they're lacking numbers on that side. So Scotland really wanted to attack that. They should have just played a wee tip on the left edge there. So
well, Scotland have benefited there from another Irish penalty. So we're going to start with the ball now.
As you said, Baz, as well, lack of focus in the Irish camp, it'll kill them.
This will test their focus out now, though. Scotland again. Lots of runners over on this left-hand side.
It's just a complete comparison in the tackle, like Scotland are winning at least 2-3 metres on the point of contact, and they're just making easy yards,
Charlie Emsley with another big carry there.
Yeah, the wee tip on there, that would be a good finish. There we see Luke Waters again, sniping instinct.
That's it.
Another try for Scotland there, scored by number 9, Luke Walters.
I think he'll be okay today.
Again, Scotland seem to be, when they've got the ball, just seem to be attacking with a bit of pace and just not quite letting Ireland set up to defend. Is that something which
I think Scotland there have been very well marshalled by the pivots. Instead of these 67, year 9, all of them are talking. They're guiding Scotland around the pitch, getting the forwards in place, and the forwards are listening. 2 or 3 plays, get set for 2 or 3 hits-ups. Charlie Ems is causing a lot of trouble out wide, and the width is coming, so it's all very positive for Scotland at the moment.
Ireland kicker again, just struggling to.
No, I think that was a tactical thing. Get the ball up in the air. Obviously, Luke isn't the biggest of lads. Get the ball stuck up in the air there, put a bit of pressure on him, and it's worked in their favour. They've got a knock on, and they're going to start. So they're going to start now with the ball 30-40 metres off Scotland's line. So a good position for them to start with.
Yeah, I think Ireland just need to build their confidence. Taking a bit of time actually finding a set as well. You know, they've been on the back of a few defensive sets, a bit of the lungs blowing there as well, so it'll be good for them to actually get their hands on the ball.
Yet another unforced error from Ireland. The forward pass there. I think the coach just needs to get the message onto him. Just calm down a little bit. Just focus.
Is it worth perhaps Ireland looking at making a substitution or making a couple of rotations and just bringing a new head on and just...
No, probably not. I mean, it's unforced errors. They just need to... It's like they're getting a little bit carried away by the occasion. As we see, we've got a stoppage in play now for an injury too. So I think, is it Luke Walters?
Hard man Luke Waters. You know, he's a tough wee bugger, but I'm sure they'll just dust it off.
But no, I just think that Ireland just they need to just calm down a little bit. Look to focus completely on the sets, as Robbo says. Not try and keep the ball. Let's not force anything. And it'll come for them. But at the minute, they just seem to be panicking a little bit every time they get the ball.
Good to see. He seems okay to continue for now.
Yeah, as Robert said, he's a tough cook. He'll run that off.
The game last year between these two sides was notable, but for the lack of players Ireland ended up with due to a number of injuries. So at least with it being relatively close to the start of the tournament, you would hope that both sides will have enough subs to keep them covered for the game.
Yeah, it's tough. Particularly towards the back end, say if people have picked up injuries, and as Keith alluded to in the first game about player welfare and what have you. you've got a big squad that you can rotate the players, and you've got to use them. Use them to your advantage. Fingers crossed neither team picks up any injuries so early on in the competition.
There's a number of, they're very upright contact points, and there's been a rise in awareness of concussion in different sports. So I imagine that's something that both sets of kind of medical teams will be aware of over this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, obviously within the game now, you have the head injury assessment. If there is a head injury, players are compelled to go off for a period of time to be assessed, and it's up to the physio and the medical staff as to whether they come back.
Good quarters again on the ground. You see, he needs the magic sponge there. But yeah, saying that in concussion, very surprised that they're still having 20 boys in their squad. Concussions, boys are getting bigger nowadays. Force of impact, they say it's like a car crash every collision you go into, so it's scary, but at the end of the day it's part and parcel of rugby. If they want to try and address it, well, maybe you should stop using the gym as much, but these things happen, and I think they should go 22 at least in the squad, because you're always going to pick up the injuries.
As a player, is it something you're more aware of now and you're more conscious of?
Yeah, definitely. Being a coach as well, it's you're always wary. You don't want to take them off, but for safety reasons, and especially later on in life, you don't want to be running risks. But yeah, you see a lot of boys just going. We've had at least 2 boys going down with slight head knocks there.
Fantastic
good
little
kick.
chip through from Matt Hogg, and it's a try in the corner for Scotland.
No, try's not been given. He's been given offside. It's a bit unfortunate that Charlie Hemsley was given offside. So he's causing the Irish all sorts of problems there down on Scotland's left edge.
That edge looks really strong as well. They're speaking about that through the week as well. That they're going to really target that edge. Hopefully, the game against England as well. That's where they want to target. So.
We've seen a couple of grubber kicks already as a very definite tactic which Scotland seem to be employing at this point.
Yeah, keeping the ball low, making the opposition bend the backs, making them work, and I think that's all. That's what it comes down to. Plus, it creates the opportunity for knock-ons, good chase as well by the Scottish lads. Slow play the ball there from Ireland.
The big number 10 for Ireland. He looks like he can cause a bit of damage if he's got his hands in the ball, but with Ireland's lack of direction and sense of actually playing the game, he's not going to get used wisely. Unforced error there by Scotland. Gives the Irish boys a chance to get back in, get a bit of field position here as well. So, but yeah, we go back to that. Looking at the Irish team, there's a lot of these boys across in England as well. So, they're in the rugby heartland. As I said, that number 10, Coventry Uni. Good Uni will probably be with Cov Bears as well. So.
No, it's Aaron. Aaron's one of the Irish-based lads. Aaron Ryan. Peter Ryan is the Coventry Uni guy.
The Irish captain.
Yeah. I know he has been involved in the setup at Coventry in League One, as Peter in the past.
Who takes it up again?
Big shot there from Josh Dalton.
Scotland's line defence, their line speed there is really good. Can't fault that at all. They're not making any easy meters.
See another little grubber kick coming through from Ireland. Scrum down, Scotland ball.
Yeah, Ireland's starting to settle a bit now. Starting to put the sets together, starting to complete. So I think the coach will be a little bit happier now.
Good run!
Big contact there. I've got a bit of a stoppage here for the Irish lads. Has picked up a head knock in the previous tackle.
You see those two plays really showed the big collisions which happen at this level of rugby now.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys are coming through the student game now. The student competition, generally speaking, is a very high standard, and a lot of the guys are finding they'll be playing at good level, at club level, whether it be amateur or in some cases semi-professional. And I think that's the reason we're seeing such a good standard of rugby league. See, there was the aforementioned head injury assessment. The Irish lads coming off.
Big boy he is as well, big loss to the Irish boys, and then see what they go from there. Legs the size of tree trunks he has. Great defence there by Scotland.
Yeah, good chase.
Big boy him.
Now seem attacking with just a little bit more confidence, I would say.
Yeah, they started to build the way into the game, which is good for them and good for the game.
Looked like a man against boy there, to be honest.
But they haven't got the number 8 on the team sheet. Good break there from Chris Jollins.
As you can see, their ruck defence is pretty poor at the minute. I think that's where they'll need to get the message on and tell them to tighten up in the middle there, to be honest.
Silly penalty there from Ireland. 5th tackle.
Looks like Luke Waters is after the hat-trick there. He'll be buying the jugs later on if he does.
Big defensive effort required from Ireland here.
Yeah, Scotland are putting them under pressure, and like I say, effectively it's a repeat set there. Giving a penalty away on the fifth tackle is criminal, and Scotland now will be looking to punish that. But just as we say that, they come up with an unforced error. Anyway.
I think Niall Hall went and overran that lead there as well, so they couldn't really get into the shape that they were trying to find from there. So Ireland found it a bit easy to defend there and forced error.
Gives them a bit of a lifeline, gives them a good opportunity just to get out of their own.
Yeah, especially getting that close to the line, you know, like making them forced errors. It's really difficult, especially. It's really like annoying for the Scotland management, I can imagine. As they've done really well to get up to that area that they are. So one marker making easy meters there. So
full pass there from Ireland, so giving Scotland the opportunity to start in good ball.
It's another unforced error from Ireland. Just
yeah, the runner's just he's just overrun the pass there. He's just got himself slightly out of position, and the halfback's already been in his mind there to give him the ball, so he has done. It's sometimes it shouldn't happen, but sometimes, unfortunately, sometimes it does. And say hopefully now Scotland can capitalise on that mistake. Poor ball there from Scotland.
I think they saw the white line there, and just, as I say, white line fever, and they're just not getting any success from that. So. Good strength from 16 there.
Yeah, Chris Jollins, very solid in the tackle there. And again, Jollins with a big shot.
Oh, lovely wee dink that could have went anywhere, to be honest. But
the bounce almost worked perfectly for him, but
yeah, he tried something a little bit different, and you can't fault him for that.
got his head in the wrong place there, could have ended up in the wrong way. Oh, another big collision.
Another big contact. I think unfortunately
I think the Irish boys came
Irish boys come off worse, yeah.
Wrecking ball!
I think with the heat, both teams now be appreciating a little break in play. Big shot there from the Irish captain, Peter Ryan. It'd be a bit unfortunate. There was an interesting tackling technique. It was a little bit unfortunate that the referee called held when he did.
Great pictures from Scotland.
Yeah, Judge Cabral took the ball well under a little bit of pressure there. A very clever penalty there from by the Irish scrum half, Brad Sheridan. Deliberately running it at the back of the Scottish defender who was offside.
Ireland now with a good chance here. Got a full set to test out the Scottish defence. Try and get themselves on the scoreboard with not long left until half time.
Unfortunately, just as we say that, they've thrown a silly ball. It was a pass that wasn't on. The coaching staff won't be happy with that. All they had to do, they just had to settle. It was only the second tackle, and so they threw a very silly ball there and give Scotland the ball back on their own 40-metre line.
Is that just over-eagerness from Ireland's behalf to try and get back in the game? Is again we see a penalty given against them, or? Yeah,
I think they're just like you say, we're coming to the closing stage of the first half now. There's probably going to be some tired bodies out there, and I think at the moment, Scotland are dominating the game, and maybe just a little bit of composure was lacking there from the Irish. They just tried to force it unnecessarily.
I mean, the thing is, I think they've just tried to chase the game as well, trying to make these forced offloads if they can get away with it, to try and get beyond the defensive line. It's been quite strong. There's hardly been any line breaks at all, so like Scotland can go into half time taking that as a positive. Back, nice shape there. Good defensive read by Ireland there as well. Thought Luke Walters would have wet himself there.
I think is Luke still on the pitch, or is he? Scotland a bit fortunate there. Penalty there for offside against Ireland again. Yet another set of 6 tackles on the Irish line.
Scotland will be really hoping to make this count.
Yeah, they'll be hoping to add another 6 points there before half time. Probably give the great. Just to say that Alex Williams slices through the defence. Great individual try.
Great feet up
Now
there as well.
Scotland there, Alex Williams, number 6.
Is that going to change the tone of the team talk coming in to half time?
I wouldn't say so, no. I think ultimately, the tries probably fully deserved. Scotland have dominated the game, and I do think the try is fully deserved. That puts them 16-0 up now, and I say it's fully justified. So,
what will be the message going out to the Scotland boys at half time?
Just keep playing the game, like they're by far controlling the collisions as well, and if they just keep going, not get too arrogant about it, and just keep it ticking over. They're doing everything right. Ireland's just not really producing the goods that you'd think they would be able to. There's nothing they're offering. So
Ireland 0.
Whereas for Ireland, will it be a case of just trying to restrict on those unforced errors and just try and stay disciplined and get themselves back in this game?
Yeah, it'll just be about just focus. Keep your composure, keep your discipline. Let's get back to basics. At 18-0, they're by far not out of the game. But they have unfortunately at the moment looked like trouble in Scotland defensively.
Taken up by Finn Davis-Clark there.
I'm sure Scotland Soccer here are like that for the Instagram photos later on in the game.
Brings us to the close
Half-time here.
of the first half. It's Scotland 18, Ireland 0.
Ireland nil.
We'll take a quick break and we'll be back in 10 minutes or so.
We will indeed.
You join us for the second half. Scotland were fairly dominant in the first half of this, the second game of the 2019 Four Nations tournament.
Yeah, I think it was fairly one-sided first half. Scotland probably doesn't show quite how dominant Scotland were. It'll be two different sort of team talks. Ireland will be, let's get back to basics, let's get a bit of composure, let's regain our discipline, let's it's 0-0, and Scotland will be right, let's build on the first half, let's turn the screw.
See, Ireland's came out here with a big defensive set here, not really giving Scotland any metres made there. Pressure on the kicker there as well.
Great footwork from Matt Hogg to get himself out of trouble.
You might have seen, if you're watching the live stream over half time, Ireland were out a good 5 minutes before the restart. I imagine the coach will have given them a fairly stern talking to at the interval.
Yes, I would say so. And it looks so far from that first set like it's worked. Good defensive set, pressure on Scotland's kicker, and a positive attacking set to start with.
Zach Bellows made a good break up the left edge there.
Good call there.
Could use him more. I think they'd get a lot more success and a lot more points on the board.
But just to let people know as well, the timer that is running on the game for the second half is just a guide. It's not exact match time.
A few missed tackles gave Ireland a lot of metres there. Oh, good hands.
Fantastic hands from Ireland. And they get themselves on the scoreboard. A fantastic try from number 1 Aidan Coleman.
Yeah, that'll give them a massive confidence boost. Start of the second half there, so it was a very, very good defensive first set. And then a couple of good attacking sets, and it's paid off for them.
I think their coach would have said they need to get on the board straight away, first and foremost, to be honest, to keep themselves in the game, and rightly done.
Now up to Josh Dean to try and add the extra 2, narrow the deficit again on the scoreboard. Ireland have seemed like a different side since half time.
Yeah, I would imagine the coach give them a bit of a, like you say, a bit of a stern talking to, a bit of a kick up the backside, and they've come out and let's say first couple of minutes scored a try. So I think that'll now bring them back in the game, give them a bit of confidence, and so this is probably now an important set for them.
The benefit for Ireland here, they're going to get a kicker as well. They're just going to have to keep building the confidence. If they complete and put them a good kick in as well in a good area, then it's putting the pressure on Scotland to try and produce the goods. I think the Scotland management will be a bit annoyed with that outcome there. Three missed tackles in a row.
Very shallow kick-off as well from Scotland. So
again, Ireland just seem to be attacking with just a bit more purpose, a bit more control in this second period.
yeah, they seem to have got back to basics.
I think that left edge for Ireland, it's causing a whole lot of metres. Scotland should be a bit wary of that and really looking to rectify that problem. Good pressure by Scotland there. Oh, a bit high shot there. Fumble.
knock on from Ewan Coldwell there, but it's going to put Scotland under a little bit of pressure.
He's taken the ball safely under a little bit of pressure and tried to get himself out of trouble, but just lost the ball in the contact.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. It's a bit of a loose carry there. Scotland's defence in the first half showed that they'd be more than capable of dealing with the defence on the goal line now.
Be a real test. Ireland will be desperate to get another try on the board, really narrow the deficit now.
I would say the difference in this half as well. I think Scotland's not bringing their line speed at all. I think they've just got a bit too complacent at half time there. No one's really putting the pressure on the line speed at all. And, you know, it's paying off for Ireland. Good, great tackle by Matt Hogg there. Great strength again by the Scotland defence.
Yeah, Fraser McNee there with a good solid tackle. Oh, touch has just seen something.
I think that's just apparently taking one for the team there, you know.
A real test of Scotland's defence now.
Big gap that Seven could have took, but throws us a offload as a result.
A big test which Scotland seem to have passed so far. It's their ball now.
Massive sigh of relief. Ireland's putting Scotland under cosh, keeping them deep in their own half. So we could just complete. Oh,
that'll help Scotland there. Quick penalty for offside. So Ireland just really compounded the error there.
Good defensive sets for Scotland there, to be honest. At the end of the day, you know, like the wings will be going as well, so takes a breather. Hopefully Matty here will get a good distance in the kick.
Was that just frustration from Ireland having lost the ball in such a good attacking position that?
I think it was just a little bit. They were a little bit too keen, a little bit too eager. They wanted to put a bit of pressure on the Scottish line, and there's still one or two of them were maybe just a little bit too keen. Scotland throw a forward pass there.
You need to look at it. Look, there's 40 metres just been made from a kick. You know, from a silhouette mistake, and it's just. It puts a lot of pressure if you're going to lose the ball that easily close to the line. And then look at where the result is. Fortunately for Ireland here, they've been gifted with a wee forward pass, so they've got a scrum and a halfway.
Tighten up, Scotland!
Good strong carry by the Irish player there.
Yeah, James Mulvaney, very strong carry. Good meters after contact.
James is a key player identified in the build-up to this game. He played in last year's Under-19 European Championship, so brings a bit of international experience into the game.
Yeah, and that's vital for the Irish. You know, having that little bit of experience there. You know, he's kind of been there and seen it a little bit, so he'll be able to pass that kind of experience on to somebody maybe the less experienced members. You know, at a high level. It's a good standard of competition, and as we said in the first game, same with the Welsh, it's all building towards the 2021 World Cup. This is an annual or biannual competition, and it's a stepping stone for the World Cup, which in 2021 will be held down in England.
And then there's been a number of players previously who've gone on to play professionally and go and play in the Super League and other standards from that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously certainly within the England setup in the previous game, they've got a number of lads who play at a semi-professional level. It's the same. The Irish lads, they've got a couple of lads who play at Coventry Bears, for example. So I know a couple of them are come over from Ireland, and Alan Robinson, who's chairman at Coventry Bears, has strong connection. He's an Irish lad himself, strong connections to the game in Ireland, and he's given the Irish lads some opportunities within the semi-professional game. And similarly in Scotland, the lads there are getting opportunities to play at various academies, professional academies, and gain that experience there. They bring a lot of experience to the lads who are a little bit less experienced, maybe.
A weakness here in the Scotland point of view, kind of scrums or whatever like that.
Well, I think we've picked up there'll be a stoppage here for a head injury, maybe.
I think it's a leg injury, Barry.
I think she's already said.
We've got Scottish physio Sam Wickets on the pitch, looking at him.
Oh.
Yeah, Doc's on. One of the quickest doctors going on the pitch I've come across.
It's just a shame I'm a fan of the big buggies you get in the international game. They drive on with a converted golf buggy of some description. Not that you ever want to see a player going off, of course, but...
It's like the medical teams for these teams are really good. Without them, they wouldn't be able to be playing, putting teams on the pitch to play, Especially with 3 games in the space of a week, it's massive. Especially on the player welfare side of things as well, they're vital. But big respect for their efforts, to be honest. Sam Wickets has been with the team for the past 4 or 5 years as well, so she knows all the boys.
Knows the demands of the tournament. And
yeah, it's vital, to be honest, because at the end of the day, as soon as you walk off that pitch, you have to be given a recovery. The boys will be in the pool tomorrow, I reckon, a bit of stretch off tomorrow, and then they go again on Tuesday. Another training session to prepare for the game on Wednesday against Wales. But first and foremost, they need to win this game to look beyond.
This week there's been various figures in rugby league who've come out and kind of spoken about the value of this tournament. Brian Carney, who now works for Sky Sports, played for Ireland students 20 odd years ago and spoken about how valuable it is, and he was very thankful about this opportunity, basically, which was the first time he managed to bring on his pull on his Irish jersey. It's a great opportunity to go, well, I was going to say abroad, but around the UK.
It's a stepping stone for many players into the semi-professional or professional game. It's an opportunity to put yourself in a shop window that you may not previously have had. A lot of clubs may choose to come and scout at such events, such competitions. So it's a great opportunity for a lot of the lads to maybe get themselves noticed. And say put themselves in a shop window, and obviously that was the case for Brian Carney. It's good to see Scotland's Doug Churnside getting up there. Like Rose said, I think he's picked up a leg injury there, and hopefully it won't be too serious.
Good defensive line there from Scotland.
Ireland will be keen just to keep up a bit of the momentum which they've gained in the second half. There's been a couple of stoppages since the restart, and they'll be hoping it hasn't killed any of their momentum.
It's almost like your typical game of two halves. Scotland dominated the first half. Ireland didn't get many opportunities and spent a lot of time camped in their own half. Whereas since the break, it's Scotland that have spent the majority of the time in their own half, and fortunately for Scotland, Ireland haven't yet been able to convert all the opportunities. Just as I say that, Zach Fellows goes over for Ireland, so closes the gap.
Yeah, I spoke about him earlier on as well. He looks like a real handful out in that left edge, and they're using him wisely now when he's getting brought into the game, and you see him going over for a try there. So good work for Ireland there. Scotland need to tighten up on that right edge. They're stealing far too many metres, so hopefully Nathan Graham will get it sorted out for them.
So what's changed then since half time from a Scottish perspective?
I don't think they're bringing the line speed. They need to close them down. You know, they're giving them far too easy metres.
Yeah, I think it's the intensity. I think Ireland seemed to up the intensity in the second half, and Scotland seemed to their intensity seemed to have dropped a little bit. And I think that shows, like, as Robert says, it's in the Scottish line speed. They're not quite as composed as they were in the first half. They just need to get back to basic. Great conversion there from Ireland's Josh Dean.
Kick there. The score is now Scotland 18, Ireland 10.
So what are you, if you were Matt Hogg now with this restart? Put it deep and try and get some territory, or?
For me personally, I'll be looking to stick it long, stick it down in the corner, get Ireland to defend from, or bring it off their own try line.
I think kicking to that left edge is just a complete bad decision there. You know, like that left edge of Ireland's causing a lot of dangerous like play for Scotland. Kick it into the right edge, and you know, like, they're not as strong as what they are. So I think that's a bad decision by Matt Hogg there.
Solid defence there, though.
Shooting themselves in the foot here, Scotland.
Josh Honan just staying too long in the tackle there. Again, it's a big mistake. They were on the fourth or fifth tackle there, so to be given a penalty away at that stage is criminal. Terrible missed tackle there. Well, by Matt Hogg to put a bit of pressure on.
Great hard by Matt Hogg there.
That's the pressure that Matt put on the Irish attack there. Resulted in him crossing around the back. Basically, it was an obstruction. Now Scotland have just got to focus and use the ball well. No silly mistakes.
I think that comes from the experience that Matt's had playing at a higher level as well. You know, like, and the boys will look up to Matt doing that, and hopefully they'll pick up and go again, grow confidence, get the ball in hand, put them in the right areas. So, you know, they've been on the defensive set, you know, so it'll be hard for them, but they just need to find that extra gear now and keep going. Ireland are good at slowing this ball down for them.
So what can Scotland do to make sure they keep getting quick ball when they're attacking?
It's finding the ground. They need to try and dominate the tackle themselves. So just find the flaw. When you're making contact, find the flaw. Let's not fight with them. Get up, play the ball and get that roll on. Scotland have just reintroduced Luke Walters there, so he should be... we saw how dangerous he was for max and a half in the first half there, so he should now liven things up a little bit and get the guys getting that roll on again.
I think Scotland need to use this left edge more. Like Charlie there, you know. He's a good player that needs to be used, and if you're going to keep him out of the action, you know, it's just poor decision making from that.
Fellow Cumbrian, Charlie Emsley.
Showing his Scottish roots now about it.
Plays his rugby at Millham.
Go down left edge. I think Scotland will find. Oh, they're playing.
Fantastic try in the corner.
Yeah, Fraser McNee. Great try in the corner.
Some great hands going down the line from Scotland there.
Yeah, I think Ireland were probably expecting the kick, but Walters passed it on to Emsley, who took it to the line, and quick hands from Seymour onto McNee there. So yeah, great try.
I think Seymour done a lot more than his hands there, to be honest. You know, like able to take on the tackle and give it back from the offload. You know, like, and then a wee dive in the corner. You know, a good wee finish. Nice for the Instagram post later on as well. I'm sure he'll be looking right at the camera there. As no Barry would have in his playing days.
Charlie!
Know exactly where the camera is.
Face for radio.
Hopefully Matt Hogg converts this to open up the gap again. Oh, unlucky there.
Score stays.
Score still Scotland 22, Ireland
So
10.
just 2 scores behind Ireland.
Yeah, it's still fairly tight, but hopefully now that can give Scotland that confidence back, and look to build on that for the rest of the half. That, however, is not going to help. Just a lack of communication there, I think, between the two guys.
I think it's just the inexperience, you know, from the union to the league transition, just not knowing the full rules in that situation.
So the major difference being there between the union and the league rules is in union that would have gone to a Scottish line out, whereas in league it stays with the Irish.
Yeah, to be honest, that's the thing that Scotland's got the problem of, with the situation of the game actually not being exposed up here. You know, like predominantly it's all the English boys up here playing heritage. You know, but and we say that again. You know, like at number 21, so this game on, he's caused a lot of carnage down there. His quick feet, you know, his elusive breaks.
Immediate response from Ireland, and it's Scotland 22, Ireland 14.
Rex Bolter with a try there. I apologise if I mispronounced his name. No, he's gone over for Matt and half there, spotted a little gap and exploited it.
Great reply from Ireland there, you know, like conceding and then coming straight back up from the first side as well.
And that all comes from that lack of communication between the two Scottish lads to let the ball go in the touch.
It's good, so it's now Scotland 22, Ireland
A fantastic
16.
conversion as well.
Yeah, again, Josh Dean with a conversion. It's now only one try in it. So again, we're in that scenario where the next try could be crucial. If Scotland score it, you'd like to think they go on and win. But equally, if Ireland would have scored, they start to get a little bit of momentum, and they could go on to win it themselves.
Yeah, we've got Scotland's just made a change, bringing Conor Tyrrell back on. Hopefully they'll make a difference, bringing bigger carries, being fresh off the bench there. Good collision there, good contact, you know, like never even crossed the 20-metre line there, so it's good. Thinking of Master that firm talking that we had all under the post there, because at the end of the day their defence have had a lot more rugged, and they're just wanting to make them tackles now. Committing at least 3 boys to the tackle, which will help everyone get back inside and be able to go up and whack them.
I've been really impressed with Chris Jollins today, Strathmore Silverbacks player. He's putting himself around a lot, big in a lot of good contact in defence, good carries, and that's a great kick there. Great kick, great 40-20 from Ireland there, putting the Scottish line under a lot of pressure.
Ireland got a try here, they're right back in the game. 6 points difference, you know. Scotland's lack of turning up in the first 10 minutes of this half will hopefully not come back and cost them the game.
Come on, Scotland! Big D, Scotland!
Great defence there by Scotland.
Yeah, just holding him up.
We spoke in the first half about the lack of focus coming from the Ireland players, and it seems Scotland who are in need of staying switched on now.
Yeah, hopefully if they'll take a bit of confidence, if they manage to defend this last tackle now, they can take a bit of confidence. Great kick, great catch, George Cabral. You see how much that try means to the Irish.
Look at the size difference there, you know, like that wee winger is just not quite got the height advantage over the Ireland opponent, and they've used it wisely. I think Scotland need to chat there in defence more and just take the ownership. You know, if the kick's coming, you need to just be brave and go up as high as you can.
Here now.
Regardless.
Scotland 22, Ireland 20 with a kick
You're
to
going to
come.
get banged on the way back down, you know, that's taking one for the team.
And then what's the message going to be going out to the Scotland players here? I mean, being 18-0 up at half time and within 25, 26 minutes of the second half.
Just relax, to be honest, because they look like they're forcing it, but like they need to try and set a good set in defence, you know, try and win the ball back by not conceding too many metres, but you know, that's 22 all now, you know, it's a different game as what it was going to be
Pitch good from both teams there, and the scores are now 22 all.
We need to use this left edge more.
Yeah, Scotland haven't really had a lot of ball in the second half. It's been a classic game of two halves. Ireland didn't have a lot of good ball in the first half, and Scotland haven't had a lot of ball full stop in the second. They spent too much time defending. We saw how destructive Charlie Amsley was in the first half, and he's just not had any ball in the second half. Or the once he's had it, he's managed to get a pass away which was right in the try. Scotland need a strong defensive set now. Need to pin Ireland back in their own half.
Get the ball back in their own hands.
Yeah.
Great pressure.
Great effort there from Josh Honan.
Scotland! That's better, Scotland!
Big Matt Hoggs experience here will step up, hopefully, get the boys playing.
I think Scotland just need to realise they've got 6 tackles and to use them very wisely.
Big number 8 making a difference there. Good carry, good strong carry.
Conatero taking the ball ups.
Hopefully get a couple of quick plays here and go from there.
Ireland is short there on the right edge. Scotland have got extra numbers if they look.
Look to use it.
Held up.
That's a good result for Scotland there. They've got a penalty for the ball steal. Get another set of 6 on the Ireland line.
I think Scotland should have went to the corner there, or just take a tap, because they had the pressure there, you know.
And he said they've opted for the kick.
Yeah, they've opted to take 2. If he gets it, then obviously it was probably the right decision. It's always going to be a tough call. I mean, personally, I would agree with Rob. I would prefer to see him run it, just purely and simply because they haven't had a lot of ball in the second half. Successful.
Paid off there.
Successful
I think
Scotland back in the lead. It's Scotland 24, Ireland 22.
They just need to make the hard yards up the middle here and get their props involved. You know, like they really need to stand up against the Irish that have dominated them since half time.
Get themselves back in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they need to concentrate now. Obviously, the last time Ireland kicked off, there was a communication breakdown, which resulted in Ireland getting the ball back. Scotland now just need to make sure they get this ball, get it upfield, get to a good kick, and then defend and keep the Irish in their own half. And
Great intent by that carry though.
Yeah, Jake Seymour making great yards there.
Came off a bit.
One of the Leeds Beckett lads.
Showing a bit of heart taking that ball though. Big strong carrier him.
Yeah, Josh Hannon, he's come up from Australia to play in this competition, which is fantastic commitment to the cause.
There's a real collection of players from across a variety of institutions, as we see Matt Hogg just losing the ball there.
Yeah, I think he maybe just looked up at the defender. Yes, I think he just looked up at the defender there just before he took the ball. He just lost a little bit of concentration. Hopefully now though Scotland can defend well and keep the Irish in their own half and limit the yardage. We'll just see Chris Jollins just stretching off there a little bit of cramp as well. Thankfully it's a little bit cooler now than it was in the first game.
Come on, Scotland! Good line speed, come on!
Your bald head was getting a bit of sunburn there, Barry. Oh, great tip line.
Good line there from Aidan Coleman.
This number 21 is causing Scotland a lot of problems. He's questioning the line a lot. But he took a bit of a late one there.
Yeah, I think at times it's a very fine line between being committed and being late. Obviously, if you're committed, if you can pull out of the tackle, shall we say, then you should do. But if if you're committed to it, sometimes you will catch somebody a little bit late, and there's not necessarily any malice in it. And I think that's what's happened in this instance. Chris Johns has been a little bit late in the tackle, which is why he hasn't conceded the penalty, because he was committed to it.
So is that something which fundamentally comes down to you as a player, and you know in your heart of hearts whether it's going to be late or not, and it's then up to the referee to judge to the best of...
Yeah, it's a very fine line at times. Players are committed. When somebody's given it all, when a player's 100% committed to it, it's not always easy to pull out at the last minute. It is a very fine margin at times. It's quite subjective at times as well. I mean, what somebody might class as late, somebody else might consider to be committed. So.
Make sure, Scotland, make sure!
We see Scotland now.
Come on, Scotland!
You just need to make the hard yards up the middle.
Speed some numbers here for Scotland if they can use them. Hogg with the offload.
Go, Scotland!
Jake Seymour just short of the line there.
Waters tried to find the hat-trick there.
Probably very fortunate to get a penalty. And I'd be interested to see whether Scotland choose to continue attacking or whether they take two again.
Pretty sure Luke Waters' dad gave him a bit extra money, so he knows he can afford the jugs later on. Well, Scotland have got the momentum here. They've really taken it to them. I think the big prop Conor Tyrrell game coming back on has proved a massive difference. Just more fresh legs, more heart running as well. So and he knows the game inside out, so it's good.
This will just keep the scoreboard ticking over.
Is it not a bit of a surprise though, them taking the 2 points there rather than perhaps taking the set, trying to wind the clock down a little bit, and those extra 2 points don't necessarily change the scoreboard massively. It's still a try.
But what it does do though is it means that they now do need to score a try to level things up, whereas previously it was just a penalty. So it's a bit of a psychological thing, as much as anything, I would think.
Matt Hogg just buying time for the boys there. Tying up his wee sandals. There's an Aussie boy coming. Oh, big collision. There we see, that's Conor winning at least 10 metres in contact there. What a good effort there. Seems to be Scotland have found another gear there.
Good yards there from Luke Walters.
That's 10 metres a carry.
It's a frustrating error from Scotland.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed by that. He wasn't under any pressure.
Chucking Charlie back in the defensive line here so he can get a whack to make up for his mistake there.
Tackle team, boys! Tackle team!
Gives Ireland a chance now with about 2 minutes left on the clock.
Right speed, come on!
Scotland's defence will have to tighten up here and put the bodies on the line to get the victory.
a real test for the tiring bodies.
As you say that, number 6 has looked lively all day, and here we have the big winner here.
Nervy times for the Scottish defence.
Big D, Scotland, come on!
He's got it.
Try from Ireland.
Tackles look there like the cuddles, more like tackles.
Can't see. Couldn't
Ireland
see who.
try is now 26 to Ireland,
I think it
26
is that number
to
21.
Scotland.
Can't quite see who went over for Ireland there, so apologies.
Yeah, I think it was Rex Spiller. Did that again.
Was it?
Yeah. Lively wee bugger coming off the bench there, to be honest. Don't think that whack on him helped him. Done enough damage to him, so.
So conversion attempt. Now,
This is massive.
put Ireland in the lead.
There's a lot of pressure on this kick.
To be honest, I still think Scotland's got in them to go back up the length of the pitch and win the game. He's got it.
He's got it.
Successful kick, and Ireland in the lead for the first time this afternoon. Scotland 26, Ireland 28.
So a crucial closing of this game now. Scotland having been ahead throughout, now having to conjure something up in these closing minutes.
Yeah, to be honest, you look at the front line there, if you just chuck this up in the air, that guy in the middle there, he's not got much height, he chuck it on Charlie, as we see there.
It's exactly what they go for.
So Scotland have got the ball back.
Good
Now,
Great.
now just no reason to panic.
Matt Hognell.
Just need to use.
Edge here. Oh, they went down the left there, Barry.
They just need to use the full set of 6. Just not panic.
Got to keep hold of the ball, Scotland.
Go down that
They've
right
got-
edge again.
Yeah, Scotland had numbers on the right edge there.
Bogey again. Doesn't seem to be much open there. Johnny Hutton it is, takes it into contact.
Come back down this left edge here.
They go right. Space again.
Hard up.
Held up by Ireland. Fantastic defence.
Yeah, it's probably the wrong option there from Scotland, I think, as well, on the last tackle. They had the numbers wide. If he just looked up and passed the ball out again, well, the ball had gone out the back, I think Scotland would have been over in the corner. I think now Ireland will be doing all they can to slow the clock down, or to slow the play down and run the clock down.
I think that was lack of experience there, to be honest. Key decision making there. They're trailing by 2 points. Yes, you want to get over the line, but you have to find the ways to get over the line rather than just try and force it.
Is that need for composure and cool heads, because yes, they do need to get over the line, but they have the opportunity and the time still in the plays.
Yeah, to be honest, like they found the overlap, but that big 5 came in and made a big hit and the defensive shifter. I just think at the end of the day, if they used it wisely, gave a wee tip inside there, they would have been over in the corner.
Line speed, Scotland!
Lazy markers there, giving them easy meters.
Not long left here.
Yeah, clock
long
says
for
40,
Scotland.
but we don't know how much time is it left in the clock, in the ref's clock.
Sadly, we've not got a A nice Rolex sponsorship. Here.
Unfortunately for Scotland there, they've been penalised for pulling the ball out in a tackle. Little bit of showboating there from the two boys.
What happens when you're up on the upper edge, going into the closing stages? Pretty sure you would have done that in you a few times, Barry.
No, fair and straight down the line, me.
Giving the cheeky wink to the opposition there, or a bit of verbal as well?
Not at all. Not at all.
You've got your sway, this is Barry.
So if you're Ireland now, closing minutes, keep it simple.
Yeah, very much so. One pass rugby maximum. 5 drives, get to a kick, get it off the field. The referee's checking his watch.
Scotland need to go. Oh, no.
I think he was offside.
Yeah, thought they were getting carried into touch there.
Going to take something special from Scotland now.
Yeah, I think they were probably a little bit unfortunate there, because I think there wasn't a chance that guy was stood square at marker.
Go on, let's go play.
Opportunity left for Scotland if they can take it.
Rest anticipating the final play here. Oh, and that's it. That should be game set and match for Ireland here.
Yeah, trying to regain his feet, probably trying to win a penalty, and unfortunately he's knocked the ball on.
All when it looked so promising at half time.
I hope you can still see these closing seconds at home. Our monitor's just gone in front. We have Ireland down the right hand side, and that is it. The Ireland players are jubilant. Scotland.
Yeah, it's a bit of despair.
Play back from Ireland in the second half.
Scotland
Here's the final score.
shell-shocked, look like can't believe
26, Ireland
what's happened in the
28.
second half.
Yeah, it's
A round of applause for both sets of players. Sure we'll all agree this was a
Ireland come out for the second half,
entertaining game.
so they up the intensity, and Scotland just were unfortunately not able to deal with it.
Hopefully you all had a good time today.
It was a good game, certainly for the neutrals, and hopefully both teams
And if
will
you're free on
now
Wednesday,
move on.
it's the next round of
Ireland
fixtures.
will look to build on that
And
when they go
Scotland take
into
on Wales and England
into the next
take
game.
on Ireland.
So is that just a
Yeah,
bit of
PFML.
complacency from Scotland at half time?
It's difficult to say. You'd like to think it wasn't the case, but obviously we weren't in the changing room, so we don't know what was said. But yeah, Scotland will be really disappointed. But it's positive to take from the game, but they'll be looking to right the wrongs from today when they play Wales on Wednesday.
Yeah, I just think Scotland boys came out half time thinking 18-0 is a big enough lead, but at the end of the day, you don't win a game by half time. Boys must have switched off. They weren't coming up in the line, no line speed at all. They were giving Ireland an easy option. You know, if you do that, you can't just go being complacent as well. You know, big learning curve for them. Like, where do they go now? Do they go all guns blazing against Wales and take it up? Yes, there's a couple of boys injured, but it's a question of the boys' hearts to pull out a result against a Welsh team that will be hurting after that big defeat against England.
So we look forward now to the fixtures on Wednesday. I think it's the same time, so join us at 1 o'clock on Wednesday.
No, it's in the evening.
Is it evening games?
Yeah,
So yeah, Scotland are taking on Wales on Wednesday night, 5 o'clock. So it should be a good challenge. should be a good
Yeah,
game.
I think it's quarter past 3 and 5 o'clock on Wednesday. Oh, there we go. 2:45 and 5 o'clock.
Ireland, England to kick us off, and then Scotland, Wales at 5.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see a couple of Eagles boys back in getting a chance in the squad on Wednesday as well. So we'll see what happens.
Perfect. Well, thanks very much for joining us today, and we'll hopefully see you on Wednesday. Thank you very much for joining us as well.
Cheers, George.
Cheers, thank you.